ABC coverage. Tonight we're sitting down with Cassius, who will be telling us why he thinks he should be the next Caesar. How are you tonight, Senator?
I'm quite well, actually. Would you like to know why?
Of course, and I'm sure our audience would as well. Ooh.
Well, Cornelius, it's because we are finally free from the tyrant that was Julius Caesar that ruled over Rome. I trust you are also doing well?
I am indeed, Cassius. So, Senator, why don't you take a minute before making your opening statement, and we'll do some audience Q&A.
Certainly. Okay. Thank you, Cornelius. Firstly, let us take a moment to revel in what has been accomplished. Julius Caesar, a leader who constantly allowed his judgment to become clouded by ambition, has been struck down before he could assume absolute power and bring Rome to his knees before him. The noble cause which I myself fronted to vanquish this tyrant is perhaps one of the proudest moments in this great republic's long history. I served in the Senate under Caesar and bore witness firsthand to his sick and unquenchable desire for power. I watched as he played you all for fools, feigning humility at your offer of the crown, with the sole intent of solidifying your faith down on the very day you would have accepted the crown. What could that mean? I, on the other hand, have always been a man of unshakable reason and honor. Only I have the qualifications and ability to restore Rome to its former greatness and ensure that its citizens are never again enslaved as they were under the rule of Julius Caesar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Before we open to the audience Q&A, I would like to introduce a special guest to ask Senator Cassius some frequently asked questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator Cassius.
Thank you, Cornelius. Cassius, my question to you is this. How do you plan to deal with the public outrage that has taken hold since Caesar's assassination? Already we have seen a surge in rioting and acts of violence, and it is quickly becoming a threat to the security and well-being of Rome.
A fair question, Senator Cassius. While supporters of Julius Caesar are temporarily deterred by our great service to them, they will get over it and will come to terms with the fact that his lies equaled his lust for power, improving his ineptitude for the throne. As with any major event, it will be lost to the swiftness of progress. In this case, the exponential progress Rome will see under my authority.
Thank you, Senator. It is also known that many members of the Roman Senate were fervent supporters of Caesar's. Obviously, they will not be taking his silencing lightly. How do you plan to deal with this?
This is true, Senator Cassius. I would like to take this opportunity to proudly and humbly announce that the great Cicero, without a doubt the most venerable member of our Senate, has endorsed my campaign and has pledged to support me until such time as I leave office. Cicero's vast experience and unwavering moral compass translates to utmost respect from his fellow senators. And even though others may not see it now, they will come to realize that if wise Cicero can have such resounding and resonant faith in my ability to ensure that there will be a prosperous future for Rome, they should as well.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator.
Round of applause for the Senator. Now I'd like to open up some Q&A from the audience so we can all see what the plebeians have to say. Now our first plebeian Q&A is Perlius from Rome, who was a shepherd. Perlius?
Hi, I'm Perlius from Rome. Senator Cassius, I wanted to know, does this mean that you're suggesting the senators should blindly get on the Cicero bandwagon?
No, not at all. I'm simply suggesting that, well, Cicero is our longest-serving senator for a reason. His beliefs and actions are widely respected, even though he does not necessarily intend to. He sets a precedent for the rest of our government. Thus, if he becomes vocal about the issues, then many who look up to him are likely to follow suit.
What qualifications do you have to rule us?
I was tribune of the plebs 9 years ago. In doing so, I supported the oppimates, who were some of the foremost opponents of the tyranny of Julius Caesar. After Caesar, in the civil war he orchestrated, began to gain ground, I supported our beloved and dearly departed Pompey by commanding one of his naval fleets against Caesar's. I've also served as a senator for the past 2 years.
Thank you very much. We have time for a few more questions before we head to end our discussion. Here I introduce Galfandia, a cobbler from Rome. Galfandia?
Hi, I'm Galfandia. My question for you, Cassius, is why shouldn't Octavius, or perhaps even Mark Antony, succeed in Caesar's role as emperor? Octavius is, after all, the son of Caesar, and Antony was Caesar's right-hand man for most of his rule.
Countrymen, we do not want another Caesar. The rule of Julius Caesar began after a deceptive civil war and deposition of Pompey, followed by Caesar seeking to be crowned king. Octavius would merely attempt to mirror what his father had done. And Antony, where to begin with Antony? Brutus was kind enough to ensure that Antony not meet the same fate as his beloved Caesar. Antony is in no position to rule us. Knowing him, he's still grieving over the loss of his dear Caesar. How can we put ourselves in the hands of someone who will be incapable of passing even half-decent legislation without bursting into tears in the Senate?
You've talked about Pompey very frequently. What will you do that he has done to keep Rome safe and successful?
Excellent question. In the time in which Pompey ruled, he defended Rome against all threats. Most notable was, I'm sure many of you will remember, the threat of pirates against the Republic. Pompey protected us impeccably and ensured that this threat would never resurface. Pompey was so successful in keeping us safe that Caesar did not have to deal with foreign threats to the degree that Pompey did, due to Pompey's prowess in this regard. I'm familiar with Pompey's military styles, having, as I mentioned before, served as a commander of his navy against Caesar during Caesar's horrendous civil war, and I promise you all that I will keep us safe like Pompey did, and I will not hesitate or break down and cry at the first shade of danger like my opponents will.
Thank you to everyone in attendance. We have to end our program for tonight. But we expect to see you all at the polling booths on Decision Day. I'm Cornelius Decimus, and thanks for watching SBQR News.
A fair question, Senator Cassius. While supporters of Julius Caesar are temporarily... Fair question, Senator Cassius. While supporters of sorry.
A round of applause for the senator. I'd like to open up to Q&A. Why are you guys laughing?
No, not at all. I swear.